Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory. We give you peace. We give you honor. We give you blessing. We give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you. The fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes, You, All Cubed. It's one-on-one, just me and you. Yes, this is your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad that you have joined me on this fine day. Today is Wednesday. This is Wednesday, May the 19th in the year 2021. And I'm so glad that each of you had thought it well. Oh my goodness, I'm choking up already. Have thought it well to come in and chat with me on this morning. I got juicy lips, y'all. It's like I need some water or something. But anyway, I'm so glad that you're here. So glad you're here. So glad. Oh, okay. I forgot where I was. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you, yes, and to even you. I want to start off first and foremost. You know how we do it. I'd like to welcome you to the show, and then we just kind of look at those that came on in the room, everybody that came in the room this morning, and we look to see who is the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. And you know what? The first name outside of my moderator that I saw this morning was Stacy 546. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. Yes, Stacy 546, you are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. I'm going to have to get one of my fine cups to you, girl. I'm going to have to get you, yes, y'all see that? Yes, you, that's Grandpa Holmes's chair. I got to get you a mug. I got to get you a mug. I got to get it out there your way and get it in your hands so you can have that coffee cup ready when we get to speaking every morning that you come on and join us. I want you to know I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you. I appreciate the diversity in the house, and it just makes me feel so good. Oh, I feel so good. I'm all about that diversity, and I'm all about sharing and spreading the love, and everybody come on in this village. This village is not segregated and isolated. This village is for everybody, and I'm so glad you're here. Now, that being said, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, everybody that's in my chat. I want to say good morning to SK8843. Good morning, Stacy 546. Good morning to the Rebel Inc. Good morning, Jonna CPW. Good morning, Teresa Jones. Oh my goodness, there's my sis. We missed you yesterday. Yes, Stacy, you won, dear. You won. You won something now. I just got to get the cup to you, girl. I just got to get the cup to you. Good morning, Rashida Renee. I am so glad that you are here. And to everybody else that's in my chat that has not come into this conversation as of yet this morning, I want to say thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here because having this conversation with you is a lot of why I come in this room every morning. So get your coffee cups ready. Now, with that, I want to digress just a little bit and go back. And as you know, the Rebel Inc., who is my moderator, and she's always Johnny on the spot, never missing in action. She's always there. She had a stream on last night that was just beautiful to celebrate one of her viewers' birthdays, and it was just a very grand and beautiful birthday party. It was just beautiful. I love it when love starts to spread all around. The Rebel Inc. is my corporate sponsor. And I appreciate her to no end. I want you to go out there to therebelinc.com and look at her activewear. Be sure and get you some. Yes, therebelinc.com. I want you to go out there and support her and get you some. Well, Stacy, since you said you've never won anything, oh my goodness, then this is what I want to do. Not only am I going to give you one of Grandpa Holmes's chair cup, I'm going to get that to you, girl, but I'm going to also make sure that you get a Yes You keychain. Yes, we're going to get that to you as well. And we're going to package it up real nicely in one of these Yes You bags. Is that all right? I'm going to get that to you, girl, because listen, I want to make sure, because you are a winner. Whether you win something and somebody gives it to you formally or not, you, my sister, are a winner. Not just a Grandpa Holmes' chair, but life, and life more abundantly. Thank you for coming on in here. Now, we going to get this party crack-a-lacking. Y'all know how we do. We get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out. Yes, 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 get your coffee cups out. We're going to get the music rolling. Here we go. Let's get it rolling. Provided to us by King Coogee. King Coogee is my sire. Yes, he is. King Coogee has the music all made up for us real nicely, and I appreciate him for doing that for me. That's my brother right there. Y'all go check him out as well, because you notice he's wearing my Yes You t-shirt, because he's a supporter, and I appreciate him for supporting. I really, really do. He provided this music because he just wanted me to have something unique and my own. Both the intro and the music that you hear playing during my show is provided and made and created by King Coogee. That's my sire. I just want to give him that shout out on this morning and every day for being so kind to me. You know, people don't have to be nice. I don't take anything for granted. People do not have to be nice. And when they are, I just want to stop and be grateful and say thank you. Good morning, Angel Eyes 2005. Good morning to you. I'm so glad that you're here this morning, and thank you for joining us for this edition of Yes You. And I am so glad that you're in the house. Now, you get your coffee cup out too, my dear. Get your coffee out, and let's y'all know how we do it. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because I tell it. Yes, your spiritual thought leader tells it like it T-I-Z-tis. And so we're going to get those coffee cups out this morning, and we're going to get this party crack-a-lacking. Now, you know how we do. We talk about what happened while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. And there's a whole lot to talk about today. So I might just be a newscaster on today, because it's just, that's right. Get that coffee cup out. Get that coffee cup out. Get that coffee cup. I see you, SK. I see you, Stacy. Get those coffee cups out, because here we go. Now, I'm looking and I'm identifying. There's so much to talk about and where. Thank you. Now, Teresa brought something to my mind. Teresa Jones, thank you for liking the stream. And I'm going to stop for just a moment and pause for the cause and ask you, those of you that will, please like the stream. Please share for those that will. Please subscribe for those that can. And for those that can host, and that's only in Twitch. For those that can host, please host the stream, because you all are helping this podcast to climb right on up that algorithm ladder. And we're doing a marvelous job. I'm telling you, I'm seeing more and more and more. That's right, Angel Eyes. Get that coffee cup. Get that coffee cup. Get that coffee cup out. I'm seeing more and more people from all over, and I love the fact that we're spreading abroad, because I love having this conversation with whosoever will let him come. So we got him coming from New York, we got him coming from Australia, we got him coming all around the country and other countries too. I'm so happy to have you guys. So that is made possible by those of you that are sharing and liking the stream and helping our reach to increase. That being said, I want to also remind those of you that are listening to us from Facebook. Yes, I had to go through my usual ritual on yesterday, and you all experienced some of that as well, with having the feed cut, and I had to go back and do my regular dispute which I did do, and disputed that there was nothing wrong. I have to put all my little information in there. Jonna CPW, thank you for hosting the stream, dear. And good morning to you. I think I missed saying good morning to you. I'm sorry. I can't remember. I'm getting old, y'all. But at any rate, I'm still having this ongoing harassment battle, as I call it, with Facebook about my content. You got tea. Teresa, I'm not mad at you, girl. There's got to be somebody different. And do you have crumpets? Do you have crumpets there? Do you have crumpets with that tea? Are you taking that with cream? Or are you taking that with sugar? How do you take your tea? How do you take your tea? But whatever way you take your tea or your coffee, get you some. Now, again, I'm going to encourage those of you that would, because really YouTube is my strongest feed for consistency. And I will be really pushing that community tremendously because it is my most stable platform. Twitch is good, but Twitch gets twitchy. So I want you, those of you that will, and particularly if you're on Facebook right now, I'll continue to try to stream to Facebook, but as you know, they keep cutting the feed. And understand this, a lot of times what happens when we start getting these glitches and cuts is because when my feeds go out altogether and when they start messing with that, then unfortunately it impacts all the feeds, even though it may be just one that's messing with me. So yes, Facebook, go ahead, if you will, and start transitioning over. Please transition over to YouTube or Twitch. And station identification ended. Now, I thought this was just one of the most interesting stories. While we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, Sierra Leone is granting citizenship to black-owned and to blacks and those of the African diaspora. In other words, black folks, you can now be granted full citizenship in Sierra Leone. Now, you know, that to me, for some reason, just really piqued my interest this morning. Now, I ain't going nowhere. Y'all can go over there and get your citizenship. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it because I don't know, you know, I can't say anything negative about it. They're basically just saying, listen, if y'all can't get whatever you need over in your country, there is a path to citizenship that we will provide to anyone in the United States of Africa. Well, actually, it doesn't even say United States. It says of African descent. So is this available to people of African descent from all over the world? But definitely they are running that this morning while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, that the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs has released that they have made a path to citizenship for all of African ancestry. It is a black-owned genetic ancestry tracing company, and they do have the ability to trace your gene pool and see if you want to. They singing that song we used to sing, "Come over here, table is spread, and the feast of the Lord is going on." So Sierra Leone is saying, you can come on over here. Good morning, Cassandra Isaiah. So good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for following Yuck Hunt. I appreciate you for being here on this morning. Now, I look at that and I say, I just have to wonder. I'm not going anywhere. Now, that's the way I feel about it. My citizenship is here. I'm born and I'm bred in this country while I enjoy visiting. And that's even how I feel about going other places. Many people have told me from time to time, you're in the wrong place. Kansas City is not ready for you. The Midwest is not ready for you. And I've had offers and encouragement to go to more progressive areas. And I said, you know, I don't have a problem with going to all of those areas. But at the end of the time, as it is for me right now, and Nay Ray 1205, I don't think I said good morning to you either. Good morning. But as it stands for me right now, I like Kansas City for my dwelling place. And I enjoy having the ability to go to other locations. I see you, Teresa. I'm not going anywhere. And you know, there's a lot of talk about from people that are very disgruntled. I can't say. I'd have to really do some research and study because I don't know what Sierra Leone stands for. I don't know their culture. I don't know what they're about. One thing I know for sure, I'm not going to jump out of the skillet into the frying pan. That's what I'm not going to do, because sometimes you think the grass is greener on the other side, and I don't know, because at the end of the day, they got apartheid and all kind of dastardly things, just dastardly things going on everywhere. And you don't know what all's going on till you get there. But that dastardly behavior manifests after you show up on the scene. And listen, after you have given, I don't know, up your moving, relocated and this and that and the other. Now, it is citizenship. I don't know that you necessarily, I don't know what the scenario is, what the stipulations are as far as, do I have to relocate there? Do I have to be there a certain amount of the year, or, you know, to be able to qualify? Does it not matter? You're just given citizenship. It bears more checking into. I didn't do all of that this morning, but I just wanted to let you know, for those of y'all that said, you know, one of my favorite videos is the little boy at church that they give him the mic, and it's like I don't know if he was supposed to give an Easter piece, a Christmas piece, if he was supposed to give a brief testimony. I don't know what they had him up there for. But, you know, I've learned over the years as a leader of a congregational setting, don't give anybody the mic when you don't know what's going to come out of their mouths. They hand the little boy the mic, and the little boy takes the mic, and with just a deadpan, mad at the world face, he says, "I'm sick of this place. I'm sick of this church." That has to be one of my all-time favorite videos. And then proceeds to march his little hips down the aisle and sit down. He sat down. Well, you know what? For everybody that feels like that little boy at that church, I'm sick of this place. For everybody that's sick of this place, you can go on over there to Sierra Leone and unpack your bags if you want to. I just want you to know I ain't coming. I thought that was interesting, so I wanted to start right there. Now, this is another interesting story that I wanted. Yes, Stacy. Stacy, the reason why, and you have to see the little boy's face when I'm sick of this place, and hands the mic back and marches off triumphantly. He marches down the aisle like he's marching for troops. He just, 1, 2, 1, 2. He marches right on back down that aisle and replants his little hips in that pew and goes on about his business. And somebody is standing there looking funny. Keep right in the corner where you are. Thank you so much, Cassandra. I love you, sis. You are so precious to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So at the end of the day, yes, SK, I crack up every time I see that. Every time I see that video, it just sends me in. And I mean, that little boy wasn't playing. And I guarantee you, they're not going to give him the mic again without knowing what's getting ready to come out of his mouth. So I can't say nothing. I've given a few people a mic a few times, and they, listen, I learned the hard way. Don't give anybody a mic if you don't know what's getting ready to come out of their mouth. Now, this is another story that I found a little interesting too. It was reported to me on CNBC that 9 of the vaccinated Yankees team and staff members have tested positive for COVID, and they were vaccinated. So, you know, I'm going to bring that point in again. I think I touched on it the other day, but I want to remind you once more and again, vaccination does not make you immune from COVID-19. So, you know, at the end of the day, I caution us in this season and in this time where the vaccine is being put in people's arms. We're getting shots in the arms, and thank goodness. Thank goodness we're getting shots in the arms. But I cannot stop continuing to remind you that just because you have been vaccinated, you are not exempt from getting COVID-19. So now the Yankee team is having a little bit of a struggle because they have staff and team members that are infected. 9, I think that's a significant number. And so, you know, at the end of the day, and yes, Stacy 546 shared of someone who was vaccinated, and I believe her report was that the individual did pass away. I know of another individual who was vaccinated and who has survived it, but had to fight for their lives. So, but the doctor said had they not been vaccinated, they would have been gone from here. So that being said, I want to continue to stress that point. Don't think that you're invincible and untouchable, because the vaccine is just a vaccine. It is not your healing and salvation from COVID-19. So that broke out. While we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. That was one of the opening stories that they had at the headline, because in actuality, the people are still getting it. So please pay attention. Please pay attention. Wear your mask. That's my opinion. Now, you do what you want to do because you're grown, but wear your mask is my suggestion. Wash your hands. Wash your dirty hands, and use some sanitizer, and socially distance when you can. So those are things that we're continuing to tell people. And I'm sad to say that I think a lot of times when we let our guard down with particular individuals for whatever reason, when we let our guard down and we don't know where all people have been. And again, in this day and time, we don't know who's been vaccinated and who has not. And I touched on this, I believe, on yesterday, when I was sharing about this weekend's experience of a nursing home worker who confessed that the workers were bringing COVID-19 into the clients there at the nursing home, and they knew it. So, you know, there are some thankful that she had enough conscience of spirit to take herself out of rotation and stay home when she tested positive. But there were a lot of other people that just were not doing that and just seemingly did not care, especially from the administration. So we don't know who is a carrier and who's not. And sometimes I'm gonna tell you what, because while she was talking, I was looking sideways. Now she was more than 6 feet away from me, but I still was looking sideways like, because I'm like, looky here. I don't know if you're still carrying or what. But at the end of the day, pay attention, y'all, and don't let your guard down. Be vigilant. Don't be fearful. I'm not trying to get into that place of fear mongering. And I'm not coming outside my door and I'm not doing it. No, that's not what I'm saying. You still life and life more abundantly. And you say, I can have all the life I want in the 4 walls of my house. No, there's more life than that for me. And so I'm going to experience life as it comes my way, but I am going to do due diligence in regard to taking care of myself. So again, I wanted to bring that out this morning. 9, the number 9 for the 9 that saw the sign. 9 of the Yankees team have come down with COVID, despite the fact that they were all vaccinated. So y'all just pay attention. Don't let this slip through the cracks, because this is real stuff. Now, I was trying to get in a few things before I started having to go a little bit to the South. Now, let me deal with this, because in Kansas City, our kids have gone back to school. And this is a school here near Independence, where I reside. Kansas City Elementary School has had to go back online through the end of the month because of a COVID-19 outbreak. Now, you know, I'm going to have to shade right here. I'm going to have to shade. Y'all know I don't just throw shade, I shed light. I'm going to have to shade right here. I don't know what in the whole heaven and the whole earth made us think that these babies were going to be exempt from getting COVID-19. And so at the end of the day, with many of the children having not been vaccinated as of yet. Now, the statistics, excuse me, the statistics are coming out saying that over half of the children in the country have been vaccinated. I thought that number was awful high. I know, Rebel, I know. I thought that number was awful high, considering that they just rolled it out and approved that the kids could have it. Now, that means they did a whole lot of needles in arms in a very, very, very short span of time, or we're playing with numbers, whichever, I don't know. But at the end of the day, am I surprised that they had to shut the school down? Very high, Stacy. That's just amazing to me. You got over half the kids in just a matter of days, because y'all know it was just a few days ago that they said it was okay to start giving this vaccine to little kids. So I'm like, how in the world did we get all the way to half of the children? And I just, something down in my shondo, something down in my shondo is saying, I don't believe it. I don't believe that over half of the kids are already vaccinated. So at the end of the day, this school here locally, now I don't know what's going on in your neck of the woods, very high. I'm telling you, Jonna, it's amazing. But they are saying that because of this COVID outbreak, they had to shut the school down. Now, this is how I feel about it. Can we stop playing games with the lives of our children and our seniors? Can we stop? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to contend that when you don't care and take care and provide for your seniors and your children, something wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. And yes, I don't just throw shade, I shed light. I just have to feel some kind of way that our children have to be exposed and have to fight for their lives, because all the grown-ups are thinking about is how this impacts me as an adult. Primarily, I'd have to say much driven by wanting to appear and seem that everything is back to normal and there's no problem at all in the kingdom. And at the end of the day, we still got a ways to go. As Dr. Fauci and others are saying, the pandemic is not over. And just because people are not dying in droves, that doesn't mean that we're okay. And so at the end of the day, when I read this story, my little heart sank this morning while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, that finally it has caught up with one of our local schools, and they're probably not the only one. And this is what I'm finding a lot of times in this scenario that we're trying to walk through right now. A lot of times right now, they're not telling the truth. They're not giving true statistics. They're not exactly saying what's going on and who has what. It's almost like you got to become an investigator. Inquiring minds want to know, and you got to investigate for yourself to see what's going on in your own backyard. Because they're not going to tell you the full story. And that's why, even going back to the situation with the story about the acquaintance that I have that was talking about what's going on in the nursing home, and they know full well that these people have COVID, and they're still being allowed to tromp and trample about with these seniors that are very high risk, and then not reporting them because they want to keep those numbers low. They want to keep those numbers low so that it doesn't look as bad as it is. Cassandra, fire burns. And come on, you said it right there. We must learn and be concerned. COVID-19 is a fire, and our consciousness and our reality has to come up higher. Girl, you better spit that poetry. You better spit it. So yeah, SK, it really is troubling because at the end of the day, we keep doing things to try to save face. We keep doing things to try to cover up. But in so doing, we put other people's lives in jeopardy and at risk. I don't think anybody's life should be jeopardized, but I surely don't think we should be playing with the children, and I sure don't think we should be playing with our senior citizens. So these are the types of behaviors that are going on. It ain't no, yes, it was reported to me, but it was reported by people that experienced and witnessed and walked it out. So this ain't no made up stuff from a false fake news outlet. These are individuals in the midst and the thick of it that are coming out saying, hey, at the end of the day, this is what's going on for real up in here. Very negligent, Stacey, very negligent on the part of the CDC. And they stopped. Now, people want to blame that on Trump, because if you remember, when 45 was in office, he stopped even allowing them. I don't know if y'all remember that. There's so much drama that's happened since then that has probably gotten buried in your psyche and memory. But y'all remember when he cut them completely out, where they were not even getting the statistics and the information, and they had from the White House internet, what am I trying to say? Website that was giving these bogus numbers, just bogus numbers about COVID and bogus information about COVID, and the CDC got cut out. But at this point, I really feel like there's still, if you make a concerted effort, you can still get data and information in these days and times. It may take a little bit more effort. It may not be as easy as it was before, but that day has ended. It's a new day. Give us some real stats. Give us some good statistics, because we need to go know what's going on. Now, that being said, while we keep acting like COVID is over, it's a thing of the past, poor India, oh, God bless them. Please say a prayer. Please say a prayer for India, because listen, India right now, the country of India is being counted that they are two-thirds. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna make sure I get the number right. Two-thirds. Oh, that was the wrong one, y'all. I'm sorry. They're not having babies. Well, they might still be having babies. Speaking of, they said that, are you surprised? The baby numbers started dropping, pregnancy rates started. But anyway, we're not surprised by that. Listen, India is 2/3 infected. 2/3 infected. That's no small number. That's a lot of people. And India is a very dense, populous city, country. I just feel like our hearts go out. I can't imagine what it's like walking around. I shared a couple of weeks ago, they had started snatching students that had not graduated from med school if they had enough knowledge. Oh, it's a SOS. It's a SOS, Cassandra, all day long. If they had the ones that were ready to graduate, they basically got drafted. It's heartbreaking, SK. I mean, when you think about all of the people whose lives will never be the same, and those lives that will not survive. Again, largely because at the onset of COVID-19, there was still a lot, not just, yes, 45 was atrocious, but there were other countries that were just not taking it seriously. And I'm not saying that about India per se, but I'm just saying as far as the spread and how this got so out of range and out of control, because you had so many people that were saying it was a hoax or not believing that fat meat was greasy. And as my sister Cassandra said, SOS, SOS, the SOS was going up, and people were not of the mindset, oh, I didn't see that, Teresa. See, that's my 411 right there. Biden has approved 2 million doses of vaccine to go to India. And I hope that everybody else, other countries, will follow suit. because it's a SOS. None of us are free until we're all free, and that includes being free of this pandemic and this virus. And if we have, and I feel like this because they're identifying here in the United States, they've reached what seems to be a saturation point and a peak where people just refuse, the rest of the people refuse to get it. And so the last couple of weeks we've been talking about stacks of vaccine that are sitting, that are not being used because people at this point are refusing to be vaccinated. Send that stuff to people that can use it. Send it to people that we need, that actually need it. So I'm glad to see that President Biden, Teresa, thank you for that tidbit of information, has approved 2 million doses to go, because I'm telling you, that is a tragedy. There's nothing good that can come out of mass quantities of people being infected and dying. And I care about everybody. And listen, if it can happen in India, it can happen in the United States. It can happen anywhere. So I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. I am in prayer for the people of India, that God would really intervene and undertake on their behalf. A lot of times this identifies poverty. A lot of times this indicates poor health programs. And we've seen the same thing ravage us here in the United States, and we're still not over it. There are still people of color that are suffering. They survived it, but their lives are forever changed, and they just seemingly cannot get back to themselves in just a horrendous way. So I want us to pay attention and be compassionate and kind-hearted toward everybody that's still in this fight. And again, I want you to pay attention. Our babies, and that's how I got here, that have been told to go online till the end of the month. Now, this month is almost over as far as I'm concerned. My brain's already calculating in June and July. I just had a conversation with somebody on yesterday trying to shore up some things for July. And so till the end of the month means nothing to me. And so I don't know. I just have to question why we've chosen this route, but it is what it is. We're so close to the end of the school year. I don't understand why they wouldn't just continue what they had in place at the beginning and just follow suit until this school year ends and then come out fresh for the new year. But that's just me. That's just me. And I ain't always thinking straight. Clashes in Jerusalem and the West Bank are picking up. I'm not going to go back and do a whole lot more talking on that, but I will say this as a talking point. While we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, there are a lot of Democrats that are having some conflict with President Biden at this point, because he has not backed down from the money. I'm going to say the money that the United States sends to Israel. And I personally believe that a lot of that goes to fund what's going on. But the money that we send to fund and or denouncing the atrocity of killing civilians and children as an atrocity, and speaking out against the actions. And at the end of the day, I don't care who you are. I feel like, politics aside, we are people. We are human beings. And if you cannot denounce atrocities, if you cannot, because at the end of the day, can I be real? There are a whole lot of Brother Joes here, and bring it home to the United States of America and the genocide that has been launched for centuries against black bodies. There are a lot of Brother Joes that are going to keep sending money and won't open their mouths and say anything. But at the same time, you want to say, I'm against atrocities in all shapes and form. But when the rubber meets the road, you do nothing and you say nothing. And so when I feel and think about how, as a person of color, as a black woman, how I feel about people that will not open their mouths and say it's wrong to kill little kids. When you will not open your mouths and say it's wrong to kill innocent civilians. when you will not open your mouth and say, you're not going to get my money. When you will not say, hey, Tall Pumps, good to see you. Sending in money and war to oppressive people. They are doing that, Tall Pumps. And that's just the facts. FACTS. Hey, y'all know how we do it over here. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because I tell it like it T-I-Z-Tis. And so at the end of the day, some of the Democrats are basically coming out and saying, listen, Mr. President, this is not good. This is not right. And not trying to take sides. What side is there when you're talking about killing little kids? What side are you talking about when you talk about killing innocent civilians? I just somehow, some way, I wish that conscience would shine through. That's why we keep talking about spirituality. Come on, get that coffee cup out. Get that coffee cup out. Get that coffee cup out, because you know how we take it, SK. No cream, no sugar. We take it strong and black because we tell it like a T-I-Z-Tis. People, we've got to have my word for this week, spirituality and connecting back to your soul. Do you have a soul? Do you have a conscience? And something, good morning, BTD mom. I'm so glad to see you. Do you have a conscience when you can sit by? That's it, Stacy. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Like I'm telling you, like a T-I-Z-Tis. This stuff about politics is for the birds. We are people. We are human beings, and we want you to act in a humane way. That has nothing to do with your politics. So I'm gonna say it once more and again. I love Mr. President, but stop the cruelty. That's all I'm trying to say. Stop the cruelty. And SK, you said it right there. We have to look at, and that's why I said I'm feeling more and more pressed every day. And am very pleased with my choice to say I have chosen the path of nonviolence. Y'all don't have to agree with me on that. But listen, any violence is violence. And so at this point in age and stage of my growth in life and where I'm living, I'm saying I don't want to see violence enacted against anybody. And I don't want to see cruelty, and I don't want to have to decipher, was it cruelty or was it mere violence, and which is which? Violence is violence, dirt is dirt, fire is fire. So, and I want to say good morning to Mel Holiday, and you are not the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. You are not the winner. Oh, good morning, Tall Pumps. Good morning. I'm so glad to have you here. Now, with that, I just want to say, as long as we have these blurred lines, and somebody can say that this is cruelty, but this is not. You know, even the torture, y'all remember when we were torturing our servicemen and those that we were capturing, torture. Listen, this kind of stuff. And I don't care. They don't care nothing about the Geneva Convention. They don't care anything about the Human Bill of Rights. They don't care. These people obviously do not care. They are just doing all kinds of dastardly things. And listen, since Malcolm is here, I don't know if Malcolm is with BTD mom this morning. That's my 2-year-old let's see, that's my great nephew or great. I can't get that. I think it's my great. And at the end of the day, he likes to hear me say this, so I'm gonna do this for Malk. Could it be the devil? Ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. That was for Malk. That's my little 2-year-old great nephew. And listen, could it be was for you? But at the end of the day, I want y'all to hear me when I say, I want us to grow a conscience. Please grow a pair. Grow a conscience. Not political parties. not all of this other mess. I want you to have a conscience. Humans require humanity to care about lives, and each other, but God required it first. And you all day long, I'm trying to tell you, all day long, you are so right. BTD Mom, I see you cracking up, girl. I see you cracking up. And that was from Malk. So but you know, Cassandra, I'm amazed at the number of people that don't care. That's what's shocking to me. You know, I look at people and it's like, we've become so desensitized. We watched the killing, and y'all heard me say on yesterday, Jabez was in here on yesterday, or had sent me something on yesterday, and it showed where all of that from the GPS, from the satellite, has been blurred out so you can't see it. So, you know, I feel some kind of way about that, because you don't want us to see what's happening for real time behind closed doors. So, you know, but for that we do see, as it's reported on the news and other places on the media, internet, wherever you're getting your news source from. And we look at these pictures and we've become so desensitized, Cassandra. It's like people just don't care. It does not affect them or impact them. Now, you know when they get impacted? When it comes to their house, when it hits their family, when it hits the people that they know. Then all of a sudden, oh my God, it's like Sarah Palin, who before was, oh, we don't wear masks, we don't need a mask. And then after she gets COVID-19 and goes through all the changes she goes through, she's an advocate for the mask. Well, ma'am, you should have been an advocate before it hit your home. Why does it always have to hit your household before you care about it? That is the challenge that I want to bring to people at large when you hear me this week. And I might as well go ahead and put my word up, because I guess I'm going to keep referring to it all day long. I'm not there yet, but I might as well. Spirituality. I need you to connect back to your spirituality and your soul. Where is your soul? That you can see all of these dastardly things happening and you feel absolutely positively nothing. I don't understand it. The same way I don't understand how racist people watch George Floyd openly be lynched and then say they didn't see anything wrong with it. Why are people upset? They're confused. They're confounded. They can't figure it out. Because you don't have a soul, ma'am. You don't have a soul, sir. Because if that were your child, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your kinfolk, you would be absolutely unhinged. But because you have lost your soul, and listen, my nephew Jabez said something to me on yesterday, and I didn't say anything to him, but I tucked it away in my mind. I tucked it away in my spirit. I tucked it away in my heart. And that is, the color of my skin should not be a crime. And you heard me say it. I'm going to say it again. The color of my skin should not be a crime. Mel, you are exactly right. We have to be proactive instead of reactive. And there are some things, listen, before it even gets started, we need to nip it in the bud. We need to get ahead of the situation, and we need to get ahead of scenarios and put in stops, put in preventions, put in positive, whatever needs to happen. We've got to start making this thing a reality, because at the end of the day, these people are losing their lives in droves, and they're innocent. They are innocent. You can try to say it's this Hamas and it's that. Everybody is not Hamas. Everybody that you're killing is not in these groups. And at the end of the day, facts, Teresa. I'm telling facts. Because she likes all races, don't have a soul. Listen, I'm going to tell you, it's there, but they are disconnected from it. Just like our brotherhood and our sisterhood is there, but they're disconnected from it. So at this point, and some of it has been so singed and fried and dyed and laid to the side from childhood. Somebody sent me something. I was going to show it today, but I'll probably show it. I may show it tomorrow. I will show it tomorrow. But it's a video of racists talking, and they're basically saying, I can't help it, and I'm not going to try to help it. Yes, I'm racist, but I can't help it. and I'm gonna be a racist, and they start sharing from the one is a professor in a college classroom. I mean, people that you just you see, and they start identifying. Even in my classroom, I don't want to tell it all. I'm gonna show the video tomorrow. I don't have it queued up today, but the one said, even in my classroom, I realized I don't look at black students. I can only look at the white students. What kind of what? Malk, could it be? The devil? Malcolm, that ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. So at the end of the day, the reality that they're finally starting to come out and admit and acknowledge I'm racist. And you begin to see this is who's teaching your children in college. This is who's teaching your children in the classroom. This is who you're sending your children. We already know in policing. I mean, at the end of the day, we look at all of these different areas that these people represent and have represented for centuries. This is nothing new because at the end of the day, somebody just, y'all hang tight because I just had a feed that got cut for a second. So hang in there with me. But racism is a mental illness. So let me know if you're still there. I'm going to keep talking and assume that you are, but I saw my feed cut and it just rebooted itself, and I've just started my clock all over again fresh. They cut me, y'all. They cut me. So let me know if you're there. Let me know if you're there, and we're gonna keep it rolling. We're going to keep it rolling. Let me see if I can get it to boot back up. But at the end of the day, if you're there in Facebook, somebody say something to me. If you're there in YouTube, somebody say something to me. If you're there in Twitch, somebody say something to me. Yet as soon as I type, oh, listen, the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar, Tall Pumps. Thank you. Okay, so we're all here. Good. Present and accounted for. They definitely cut my feed because it started over again. So at the end of the day, sometimes getting to the point of dealing with truth and reality, and I'm fighting the good fight of faith out here on the internet, obviously, because now y'all know, here we are. Come on. At the end of the day, Facebook is gone. Okay, so they cut me out on Facebook. Okay. So at the end of the day, I want us to understand that we have to really continue to fight the good fight of faith. And so you see, now I'm gonna tell you, to all of those that are still here, because my feed dropped tremendously, my numbers dropped because they cut out a whole feed, and that's okay, because we're gonna keep doing what we do, and I'm gonna continue to encourage you all that are Facebook. I'm gonna keep telling them daily, and that is somebody else is you're still out. Okay. So to try to refresh, SK, go up and see if you can refresh and get it back. That's the only thing I can say. Go up and see if you can refresh and get the feedback. But yeah, Facebook cut us, y'all. So at the end of the day, you all see me fighting the good fight of faith, and it's okay, because you know what? It tells me somebody's listening and somebody's upset. That's all right with me, because I am going to continue to fight. I'm going to continue to talk. I'm going to continue to speak the truth. And I'm going to write here, moderator, can you put the link to YouTube out there? Because some people are not going to be able to get back, because mine's not coming back either. So, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, good morning, Barbara Hardy. So good to see you, my sister. I love you, girl. I love you. And you walked in, girl, they cut me, Barbara. They cut me. We talking about racism and they cut me, girl. So I'm so glad that you are out here in these YouTube streets because Facebook is playing. So at the end of the day, but we're going to keep on going. And like I said, they can cut me every day. They can cut me every which way. I'm going to keep coming back, and I'm going to continue to tell my truth, and I'm going to continue to speak because this is something that needs to be spoken. I tell you, come on. I'm okay with you giving energy to the kids, Mel, because those are the ones that the village needs to take care of, the kids and the seniors. They know the truth hurts, Teresa. They know the truth hurts. And this is the thing. If they can keep people clouded in their mind, and if they can keep information from being disseminated truthfully, then they are threatened and challenged by that. So, we're doing a good work, y'all, and we can't come down. We're doing a good work and we can't come down, and they can continue to cut the feed, and we're going to continue to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So with that, I'm going to stop and I'm going to pause, and I'm going to tell you, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out, because you know how we take it over here in the Lion's Den. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black, because I tell it like it T-I-Z-Tiz. Get your coffee cups out. And we're not going to stop. We're not going, and your tea too, Teresa. Get your tea. Get your tea. Stacy. 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 Ooh, Stacy. 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 Oh my Jesus. Oh my Lord God, help me right now today, Lord. Please help me. Come on, saints. I need y'all to pray. I need y'all to pray, because you know what? Stacy just took me out with that last one. I'm not going to repeat it, but for those that saw it. Wreath. That's what we call a wreath. When your family tree is all inbred and intertwined, that's what we in the Lion's Den call a wreath. Stacy said a wreath got loose. Well, somebody cut the feed, Stacy. Somebody cut the feed. Somebody wasn't happy with what I was saying. And at the end of the day, or what, Tall Pumps, you got me into this. Tall Pumps, you did it. You typed it. And the next thing I knew, I was cut from the feed. So, I just tell you, Stacy, that was a good one. That was a good one. Whew, let me regroup. But to be quite serious about it, y'all, I have to be concerned. Ajana, I know I'm cracking up too. She tickled me. At the end of the day, I have to say, even with the wreath that we have to deal with, according to Stacy, I have to say we got to care about all people, not just my people. It's not just when it concerns my flesh and blood, because we're all one flesh and blood. And the melanin in our skin, as I said, when my nephew spoke on yesterday, he was spitting truth while I was visiting with him before he went back to Cali. And as he said so eloquently, so many other things, but I was definitely pricked and prodded that the color of my skin should not be a crime. And it is what it is. I said what I said, and facts are facts. So we got to start dealing with that. Black, brown, and all the shades and hues in between before you get to white supremacy and before you get to religious supremacy. We got to talk about that. Religious supremacy is just another agenda by which people feel like they have a right to be condescending and mistreat other people. One love for all. That's what we are teaching and propagating over here, SK 8843. And at the end of the day, our feed gets cut while other feeds continue to roll that beautiful bean footage. Our feed gets cut because we're talking about one love for all. But it is what it is, because we don't have spirituality and people have become so disconnected from their souls. They'd rather see murder, killing, and hatred than to let a feed roll that's teaching about love. Go figure that. Could it be? This is for Malcolm. Malcolm in the house, so y'all know I'm going to cut up today. Could it be? Help me say it, Malcolm. The devil? Now, that ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Anytime you cut a feed talking about love and roll that beautiful bean footage for folks that are talking about hate and murder, something is wrong, and it's the devil. Now, oh man, there's so much to unpack. I told you so many things went on while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. I was like, Lord Jesus, today I could take the whole podcast, and it's okay if I do, because I want y'all to be informed. I want you to be intelligibly informed. So I want you to know what's up. I see another school has had to return to remote learning today. Oh my goodness. So the numbers going up there with the children. Come on. What are we doing? Oh, Joe Rogan. I got to stop here for a second. Yes, and that was for anybody that heard that alarm. I don't know if you could hear it. Facebook just told me that they blocked me, as if we didn't already know. I'll deal with that later. But at the end of the day, I want us to pay attention to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan really is, in my opinion, can I just talk my opinion? There's a black brother named Joe Budden who was first out in the space on the internet with really talking about issues and the platform when desensitized. I'm gonna read that before I go on, Cassandra. When desensitized, we fail to realize many tears will flow from many eyed as soul. We are lost and death counts rise. Are you real? Can you feel? What will you do? Because eventually it will come to you. Come on with that, honey. That's the poet laureate in the stream. So thank you so much, Cassandra. Words of wisdom for sure. Joe Budden, a white brother. Joe Budden, a black brother, came out and immortalized and just made a giant of the internet platform in podcasting. So the response to that was Joe Rogan, in my opinion, where he came out and got this mega deal doing the same thing that Joe Budden was already doing. And you would have thought if Joe Budden had created this humongous platform, that if they're going to offer a deal to somebody, they would offer the deal to somebody that was already in the space and already doing it powerfully. But no. No, money's not going to go that direction. Money's going to go to where they want it to flow. So they produce a counterpart in the person of Joe Rogan. Honey, get your woke spirituality. Honey, I'm trying to tell you, it's not a joke, sis. So he starts his platform that even draws many people of color. Many black folks follow Joe Rogan. And all Joe Rogan really kind of did was they imitated and copycatted Joe Budden's platform. But he had the funding, he had the money, and he was given the opportunity to host. So now, and as Cassandra just said, I need y'all to stay woke, because I said Joe Rogan, ROGAN. And didn't you find it was interesting that to compete with Joe Budden, they got Joe Rogan? Because I personally get them confused myself, because the names are so close. But that was on purpose too. Don't fool yourself. That was on purpose too, in my opinion. So here we come out, and he starts talking about cancel culture, and basically he just gets caught up. This brother just gets caught up and just gets to running and talking, and eventually starts saying some racist stuff. Oh, he claimed that all we can deal with now in this culture is not for straight men, and they've all been silenced by the woke culture. And then he just goes on and on and on and on. I'm going to say that once more and again. Straight white men have been silenced because of this woke culture. And one more time for the people in the back that didn't hear it. Straight white men have been silenced by this woke culture. And then he goes on down and just shows his good racist tail. Now, this is where I want us to pay attention, because a lot of times get your spirituality woke, and it ain't no joke, as you said. It is not a joke. Rebel, I shaking my head too, because we get out and we patronize and support all of these people that have mimicked and imitated and copycatted what Black people start ingeniously and create, but still don't get the opportunity for funding and dollars. And see, this is the systemic racism that continues to permeate this land that we still try to claim is not there. So you bring in this white brother, give him a name that is so close to the Black brother's name that it's confusing even to me. Give him a platform with all kinds of money, sponsors, and backing and salary behind it, when this other brother has literally created this space. And then when rubber meets the road and it comes down to the brass tacks, you start showing your racist self. Number one, let's deal with white males, white straight males. Can I deal with that? Because listen, I won't go through the list of DL, and let's keep it clear. Let's keep it clear. And I'm talking about these alleged white straight males that go in the airports and tap their foot in the men's restroom to see if they can get some tail. These white straight males that enjoyed buck breaking as slave masters. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. So good to see you, Shelby Nicole Cosplay. That's my girl. Let me put up some love for my girl. That's my girl right there. And I'm going to do this because I'm about to get involved and engaged in this conversation, because y'all, listen, y'all ain't ready for me, because we just going to write the vision and make it plain. Now, while we talking about these same straight white males, and y'all know I got the shade on this because I'm really being facetious with his comment. These same straight white males that enjoyed buck breaking. Now, for anybody that doesn't know what buck breaking was, buck breaking, Stacy, I have to go here. I have to go here because I need to write the vision and make it plain. For these straight white males, Joe Rogan, for these straight white males that enjoyed penalizing with your penis the Black men that you had in your plantation with your peen, as Larry Reed Live would say, you want to tell me that your punishment, and the reason why you enjoyed punishing your big Black buck males, and you want to come back and talk about how straight you are. I'm not buying what you're selling. And it didn't just start, Joe, and it didn't just start, Jim. Y'all been dibbling and dabbling at the back door for a long time, but you want to come out and try to act like nothing is going on and that you are just as straight as an arrow. And at the end of the day, I'm looking at you, and while you're trying to claim to be straight white men, there's a whole bunch of them that like donuts and not cookies. Did I make it plain? So when you want to talk about, you feel that straight white men have been silenced. Now, I dealt with the straight white men part, because at the end of the day, quit lying. And then y'all remember the preacher that came out just a few years ago, and his whole platform was homophobic, only to find out, and it never fails, the people that want to be most homophobic and talk all the time, those are usually the ones that want donuts and not cookies. So at the end of the day, y'all ain't ready for me. Why am I saying donuts? Because donuts got a hole. At the end of the day, when I listen to Brother Rogan talk about straight white men have been silenced, when has a white man ever been silenced in this country? I just want to know. When has a white man in this here United States of America ever been silenced? Because I just want to know. Cassandra, I'm telling the truth because they ain't walking the walk and they ain't the talk. While any buck they want to stalk, several seats are available. Use them. Any buck they want to stalk is right. Because at the end of the day, you oh my God, I could spend a whole entire video on that, because I have dealt with the fallout of good priests and fathers and godly leaders in that sect that want donuts and not cookies, and they went out and got a whole bunch of little boys. And I have dealt with the fallout of that personally in dealing with individuals that are still trying to recover for those that like donuts. And so at the end of the day, while you try to do all of this front talking, and while you got your beard out there looking like you got 3 children and a wife, and you know full well that you didn't want that cookie, you just needed that cookie to cover for you because you want donuts. Yeah. At the end of the day, when we get done, and see, Cassandra, folk don't want to talk about buck breaking, because, honey, buck breaking was real. Buck breaking, honey, was a preferred method of what they called humiliation, but somebody's humiliation was somebody else's pleasure. Don't get it twisted. So at the end of the day, when I look around and see that this brother, and yes, he's still my brother, but at the end of the day, we are not buying what you're selling, sir. And you are not silenced, have not been, nor ever will be, because of the woke culture. The woke culture is here to expose you for your dastardly. I said dastardly. We are here to expose you for all of your dastardly deeds. Don't get it twisted. So at the end of the day, I have no problem with it. I have no problem with donuts, Dunkin' Donuts. Yes, they were Dunkin' Donuts. SK 8843, they were Dunkin' Donuts. Yes, 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 they were Dunkin'. They were Dunkin'. They were Dunkin'. Yep, yep. And they like to start right in the middle of the donut. Yeah, they like to start right in the middle of the donut. So, don't make me bring the breakfast sampler back. So at the end of the day, I look at scenarios like him and I say, I would love, love, love. Now, he's got dollars and funding. Like I said, they stepped over Joe Budden to give this platform to Joe Rogan. And can we not acknowledge that some of this is because I want to continue? He probably part of the wreath, probably. So at the end of the day, I am looking and I'm identifying he's spewing exactly what they wanted out there. That's why they chose him. And I'm looking to see, while he's talking about we are not enjoying this new cancel culture of the people that are allegedly woke. We are woke. And you need to be canceled, Mr. Rogan. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Because at the end of the day, could it be the devil? Baby, that ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. So I want us to pay attention. But this is the thing, y'all. You have to deal, Angel Eyes, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to write the vision and make it plain. I'm trying to write the vision and make it plain. Do you hear what I'm screaming? So at the end of the day, have all the seats. Sit down somewhere. Have all the seats. So, I want us to pay attention because I feel like for real and for sure, this brother needs to be sitting down, Shelby. He needs to be sitting down. And for all of those that are supporting these kinds of platforms, and it never ceases to amaze me why so many times black people and people of color feel like everybody else knows the truth except for people that are living the experience. So at the end of the day, y'all run on over there if you want to. I'm like this, and let me unshade right here. Y'all know I don't just throw shade, I shed light. I feel like one thing I do have to say about Joe Budden and why he didn't get that platform, he didn't get that funding, he didn't get that money, he didn't get that that backing, because Joe Budden tells it like it Tiz, and he doesn't care who it talks about. If it's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, Joe's gonna lay it out there, even about himself, his friends, and his cronies, and anybody else. He spares nobody, and they sure wasn't gonna let him loose in that platform. So I had to get that off my chest. That is trending. What he can't be manipulated, Stacey. And they want people that they can control. And at the end of the day, if I cannot control you, then you have no place in this agenda. So, I just look at the whole situation, and it just looks some kind of way to me. I'm telling you, it's something else. It's something else. Cover snatching truth can get you free to go to our wonderful penitentiary. Cassandra, to our wonderful penitentiary system where you are supposed to be reformed. Wow, good luck with that. Well, good luck with that. And listen, if I end up in jail, y'all, somebody put some money on my books, would you please? Because I'm going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out, because y'all know how we do it over here. No cream, no sugar. We tells it like it Tiz. Yes, we do. We take this coffee strong and black, because I'm going to tell it like it Tiz. So there just might be a sale waiting for me, Cassandra. Now, as we move on, there are a couple of other things I want to touch on today, because I want you all to be fully. I see the coffee cups. Get your coffee cups out. I want you to be fully informed, and I want you to be aware of what all is going on out here in these here streets. Now, we got the GOP. I see your coffee cups, Stacey. I see your coffee cups. That's it. Get it out. Get it out. Get it out. The GOP, it was reported to me, this is one of the top leading stories this morning. The GOP, see you, SK, I see you. And Teresa, I know you got your tea. Now, the GOP, they say, is splitting over the January 6th commission vote. I want you to be conscious and aware of a few things, and I'm going to kind of go through this part real quickly if I can. They're voting on a commission to study the January 6th. I get sick of that. Why you got to study what you saw with your own eyes? But that's the smooth, slick, snot way, smooth, slick Rick way of not doing anything but look like you are. So be clear on this. So McCarthy chose somebody out of the Republican Party that actually voted that originally against Trump on January the 6th after all of the insurrection. So he chose him to go in and meet with Manchin for this bipartisan conversation, and gave him points that the Republican Party insisted on. Now, hear me when I say this. And this is where I get a little agitated with the Democratic Party. I just like, who's there? All of this under the guise of being bipartisan. So, and these are three huge points, three huge points. Now, pay attention. So after all of this, we get this whole commission that they put together. They bring up these points, and I'm going to be reading some of this from, y'all know I love my girl, Sister Cox Richardson, Heather, because she does such an excellent job of covering these points. They had three main points that they wanted to cover that gives the Republicans all kind of leverage if they create the commission. So the Democrats, trying to be bipartisan, concede to all 3 points. Not one, not two, but all 3 points. They give them that. They concede so that the Republicans can basically come in and have their way if a commission is created. So then, beloved, then after McCarthy has sent his man in with these 3 points, I see you, SK. Some GOP reps are afraid that their own facilitation of the Capitol riot will be exposed before, during, and after. I hear you, girl. After conceding to all 3 points, huge points that the Republicans wanted. And I'm not going to go through all of that. I'm going to again tell you, Heather Cox Richardson, go on out there. I posted it on my page. You can go to her page, read the whole article because she runs it down step by step. But please be educated. Please be knowledgeable. People are destroyed for lack of knowledge. After conceding to all 3 points that McCarthy sent his man in there with, then McCarthy came out and publicly said, we Republicans cannot support it. I just, you're dastardly. You're just dastardly. That's all I can say. And this is my thing. This is my thing. You know, it's like, was it Linus and Lucy, where Lucy would always dupe him every time with the same trick, every time with the same trick. And you, after a while, it's like, Charlie Brown, I'm sorry. Charlie, are you really that stupid? Charlie, are you really that dumb? Are you really that slow? Are you really? Because this is my thing. Why are we talking? Why are we? Thank you, sis. Oh, you talking about the slick Ricks? Thank you. I'm glad to know I'm out of jail. Thank you. Why do we keep talking bipartisanship to a party that has shown repeatedly that they will not cross a party line for anything? I don't even care how truthful. I don't care how it's for the people. I don't care. You're talking about obstructionists that have decided, as Mitch McConnell confessed out of his own mouth, I am 100% committed to taking down the Biden agenda. The man said it. Then why are you stupid? Yes, I said what I said. Why are you stupid enough to come in on the name and the, listen.
Why you always lying?
They come in lying and they lie every time. They lie every time, and they put that football down for you to kick, and you draw your leg back, swing and kick as hard as you can, and then wonder why you end up laying on your backside, and then look dazed at the sky like, did that really happen? Yes, that really happened, and it happened the 100 times before when she did it to you, Charlie Brown. How long will it take you to figure out they're playing a game with you and you keep falling into the stupid trap? Y'all ain't ready for me. So to those that keep playing this game in the Democratic Party with these Republicans that you already know they're gonna lie.
Why you always lying?
And they're not going to be bipartisan. I want to say to you, Democrats,
You shall not pass!
and I'm going to say it again.
You shall not pass!
Just makes you tired. No sooner than they came out of session, having conceded all of those points. Now, this is the thing that now, even if it goes through, They have their agenda and their points. All three of these major points have been conceded, and they're going to wreak havoc with this thing. When they show you who they are, Stacy. And Angel, I'm trying to tell the truth. Listen, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out. Because at the end of the day, while I want to, I'm trying hard, y'all. I'm trying real hard. I'm trying real hard. I want to try to give you some props. You let these people come in and bounce you and pounce you around like a rubber ball, like y'all playing basketball and you're the ball. Y'all let them bounce you all around, come away with nothing. Now, if you conceded on 3 points, what did we get them to concede to? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. War. Good God, y'all. That's what we get. Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Y'all Democrats can't negotiate diddly squat. But these people come in with all of their agenda and they get everything they ask for. It just makes you tired. Got a shade on that. I got a shade on that. I got a shade on that. Because at the end of the day, could it be the devil? It ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Do we have a negotiator in the Democratic Party? Do we have anybody that knows the art of negotiation? Do we have anybody that has a voice? Do we have anybody that can talk? Because every time I turn around, this is what I hear. Now, at the end of the day, and I don't just throw shade, I shed light. At the end of the day, this is what Stacy, apparently not, and we haven't had one for a long time. This is what I want to say to us as Americans and as voters. Y'all can talk about the Republicans all you want to, but somebody needs to hold these feet to the fire of the Democrats, because we voted them in, and every time we turn around, we are conceding, we are giving in, we're not getting any action, we get crickets. And of course, I can do whatever I want to do if you ain't going to say nothing. If you're not going to do anything. If you're not going to push. We paid for y'all to push. And this is what I want us to get down in our shondo. We need to really get to a point where we begin to, and I'm not talking about vote them out next time around. I want y'all to start actively calling, writing, whatever you have to do, because I'm living now. I'm not waiting for the next time we vote you around, because I'll be dead by the time y'all get to that point, because the way y'all just letting all of this just run amok, both parties are playing games. And that's all I'm trying to get us to wake up to, SK 8843. Don't go out here throwing bombs at the Republicans this and the Republicans that. The Democrats are just as guilty. And if you want to get right down to it, Nancy Pelosi is not for Medicare for all either. So she's Democrat and she is the chair. So don't get it twisted. There's reasons why all of this absurdity is going on. And folks are complicit. And nobody wants to talk about them being complicit. We want to scream and holler about the other side, but this side is just as guilty. And unless we gonna hold people's feet to the fire, it's gonna continue just like it's continuing. Am I talking to anybody? So now we're going to have to deal with they're trying to bring in and have allowed, if the commission comes forth, they also want to talk about, and in this part for the course, this is what they weaseled in. And what Democrat in their right mind agreed to this, I don't know. It's just stupidity. But this is the politics that they play. They had to appear like they're willing to be bipartisan, so they had to let the stuff in lest they come out the door and say they wouldn't agree and concede and negotiate to any of our terms, so we're not going to back it. So what do you do with your stupid selves? You agree not to one, not to two, but all 3 points, and then they still come out the door and say we're not going to back it anyway. Oh my God. Are we shocked? Are we stunned? Are we amazed? Where, oh, where has our negotiator gone? Where, oh, where has our negotiator gone? Oh, where could they be? Come on. Both parties are playing, Cassandra. Both parties are playing. And so at the end of the day, this is what I'm saying to us. We've got to wake up and stay awoke. Unlike what Brother Joe Rogan wants to say, that straight white men have now been silenced because of the woke society.
Why you always lying?
We have got to stay woke, and we have got to start raising up. Listen, all these career politicians, their hips need to get out the chair. Sick of them. Sick of them. Sick of them. Sick of them. And we play this stupid game over and over and over and over and over again. I told y'all the last election, the one that I didn't want but had to vote for because his name ended up being the only one on there. Because I ain't heard you, I haven't seen you, nothing. And then I saw some photo ops right at election time, and I ain't heard nothing and seen nothing from you since. Sick of it. And I didn't vote for him in the primary. How about that? And so you can say, but spiritual thought leader, it was futile. It was the point that my vote was not going to go for him. And hopefully, as times change and we can raise up somebody else, I hope and I pray that we start getting some candidates that are worth voting for, that are going to actually work for the people and stop lining your lazy pockets. So now what are we going to have to deal with this commission? They have, by doing this, they want to bring in, we want to talk about the riots in Minnesota. We want to talk about the riots here and there and everywhere, so they can dilute the truth and the facts of what happened on January 6th by trying to bring in all of this Black Lives Matter that they keep talking about were riots of peaceful protesters. They want to try to bring that in to dilute and pollute the truth of what happened on January 6th. Why, oh, why in the whole heaven and the whole earth would somebody agree to that? Because you're complicit. And you can talk about you want to be bipartisan all you want to. You know that they're not going to bring their ball and play the game with you. They've shown you repeatedly they're not. Oh, Lord, today. So they're specifying, some are identifying, if you will, that all of these shenanigans are overshadowing. Did y'all even know the president took a trip yesterday? Yeah, the president took a trip. He traveled to Dearborn, Michigan, where he is trying to push his $2.3 trillion package. And he's trying to get us to where the auto industry moves towards electric vehicles so that we can get this handle on fossil fuels. Now, you know, the Republican oil states are opposing it with every inch of their fiber and being, because they want to keep polluting the world, because they need to keep making money from oil. So at the end of the day, we're looking at a transition away from fossil fuels and emissions that are harmful to our environment. Do you want to live? Do you want to breathe? Do you want to be alive? That's the question. Do you want to be alive? So at the end of the day, you got those that say, no, we don't care if you're alive, because we probably are going to have built bubbles that we can breathe and have our own self-contained whatever we need and live while the rest of y'all die. Because at the end of the day, what are we doing to this world that we are destroying day by day? So Biden makes this trip to Dearborn, Michigan, and half the folk didn't even pay any attention to it. And really, a lot of the different trips that he and Kamala Harris are making, who hears about it? Just for a brief, president visits Dearborn auto plant. That's it. Because all you ever hear about is the red. All you ever hear about is the Republican and all the different shenanigans that they come up with on a daily, so that they're dominating the headlines. And so you have this constant domination going on. You have this constant. So at the end of the day, when you really start talking about trying to move us over to electricity, trying to really come up with a plan and a program to make that happen. And I do believe that President Biden is trying to shore up the middle class. I do believe that. Still, we got to talk about the lower class if you're going to really care about the people, because it's all of us here. It's not just one group over another. We need to care about everybody. But he's trying to appeal to this middle class and come up with something. He goes and he makes his pitch, to which there are fewer jobs. They did bring that point out for the auto industry, because when you don't have to make the combustion for an automobile, there's not as much mechanical that needs to go into building that type of a vehicle. So you're talking about fewer jobs. So then that becomes a talking point of arguing this, that, and the other as to whether or not we can afford to lose those jobs in our auto plants. Can we afford to die because we have killed one another with fossil fuel emissions? Bump that. Don't even pay any attention to that. So at the end of the day, he has started this track and this trek to try to move us in that direction, to relieve our dependence on fossil fuels. And he's got an uphill fight because, as I said, you're talking about fewer jobs at the industry in those plants, and you're also talking about the oil-rich states not wanting to give in to bringing in another form of energy. So he's out there, he's doing what he can do, and he's trying to shore up that middle class. In the meantime, we go back to this story about what happened with McCarthy and the Republicans that just absolutely dominated and crushed the talking of the media, because who cares about Biden going to Dearborn? Who cares about Biden going and trying to shore up for the middle class? Who cares about any of that? So at the end of the day, there we have it, which then brings us to the last little thing that I guess I want to address here is the corruption. We got Matt Gaetz finally. President, 45, I just can't call him president. 45 is formally the AG of New York and New Jersey. They're coming out. They are coming out with gangbusters that we are upping the ante, and we're ready to start criminal investigations on this brother. So it took us a long time to get here, so it would seem. We finally have gotten here. And the one thing I also want to address as well, Ms. Cox, another one of our legislators, has also been caught in a corruption scheme from the Republican Party as well. So it would seem that there's certain cracks that are popping up in the Republican Party, and things are starting to get a little shaky and shady. And I just want to see that man's hip sitting in jail. And I'm gonna tell you, I just want to see that man's hip sitting somewhere, because we've had enough. We've just had it. Like he said, I've had all I can take till I can't stand no more. I've had all I can stand till I just can't. I can't stand no more. Thank you, God. I'm trying to tell you. It's just, listen, Stacy, finally, it took us all this time to finally get here. And it ain't over yet. We're still on the journey, but finally. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Thanks be to God. This man might be going to jail finally. So, after all is said and done, Chris Christie comes out, who ain't no better than Trump. Y'all remember he was Trump's right-hand man until the insurrection on the 6th, and then all of a sudden he distanced himself. Well, actually, he kind of started distancing himself before that. Wait a minute. Listen, I felt the spirit. The man might go to jail finally. The man might go to jail. So Chris Christie comes out and he says he's thinking about running as the Republican Party candidate, as a Republican Party candidate. And he's going to make up his own mind. On the Matrix, Neo, you just got to make up your own mind as she's eating the candy. You just got to make up your own mind. Neo, you got to make up your own mind. Well, Chris Christie said he's going to make up his own mind. He's not going to consult. He's not going to defer. He's not going to go to President Trump or any of that. He's going to make up his own mind. So you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to put a ram in the bush. By some chance that this man's hips end up in jail, I'm talking about 45. By some chance, should his wig and his weave that should have been retired years and years ago, should he has a mind, Stacy? Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what, Chris Christie. There's a whole lot of things that I feel about that man, but I won't cover all of that on today. So I feel like it's the same side of the same coin as far as I'm concerned. But I hear you. He has a mind. I'm gonna respect that he has a mind. Yeah, he has a mind. You, Stacey, I love you. I love you, girl. Thank you for hosting the stream, BTD Mom. I appreciate you. So at the end of the day, he comes out with that. But again, now Letitia James is out for blood. That sister said, "We ain't playing with you, Donald Duck. We ain't playing. We're not playing with this Cheeto. We're not playing with this Cheeto God. We're not playing with the Cheeto God. We have informed Trump's organization that our investigation into the organization is no longer purely civil in nature. We are now actively investigating the Trump organization in a criminal capacity, along with the Manhattan DA." I got to get a hand clap for that. No more civil. No more civil. It's criminal. And we knew this from the beginning. Is anybody out there surprised? And if you are, I got swampland in Florida for you. So we have now moved it over, Letitia James along with Cyrus Vance. And they're coming after him with gangbusters. And so after the former family, the president and his family, and they've been in this investigation. Oh, it just keeps getting better, Stacy. It just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. Spirituality over stupidity. Come on. Now, you said a word right there. And it kind of allows me to transition. Of course, my time is almost up, but come on, let's go. I'm with you, SK. It allows me to transition over to spirituality, which is our word for the day and for this week. We've got to come to a point, beloved, where we really are pressing towards the mark of the prize, and that is to get spirituality over all of this other stupidity that has just come in and infiltrated our country and taken it over, because it is stupidity. It's stuff that really doesn't make sense. And yes, sis, I'm with you on silence the violence. I love it. I love it. That's my mantra. I'm going to take that from you and with you. Silence the violence. Roar righteously, lions. Come on. Lions love. Lions love. We want lions love. We're going to roar righteously and silence the violence. Let's get out here and move not from a place of what is politically prudent, what's politically correct, what gets us to what can benefit us, what can line my pockets, what makes me comfortable. Listen, get in good trouble. Get in good trouble. That's what my brother said before he left here, and that was his mantra. Get in good trouble. I need you to make up in your mind, you, yes, you, get in good trouble, because it's going to take all of us that have that righteous indignation against all of this supremacy and everything that's going on in this country. That is, and again, not just this country, but let's even go over to the Middle East. And yes, I appreciate and I applaud all of those Democrats. You ain't heard a peep. You ain't heard nothing from the Republican Party, because listen, they like, it's the same thing we doing over here. Israel do it over there too. They ain't said nothing. But thanks be to God for the few Democrats that are standing up to the president and saying it ain't right. It ain't right. It's just not right. Because we're talking spirituality over stupidity. We're talking spirituality over party. We're talking spirituality over I want to be reelected. And I got to make sure that my constituents will vote for me the next time. So I got to toe the line, and I got to consider how I'm going to potentially lose votes. Well, babies, if I got to lose votes over doing what's right, Houston, there is a problem. And one more time for my baby, one more time for Malk, in case he's still watching, if he hasn't gone to sleep on his nap for the morning. Could it be? The devil. Baby, ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. When you got to pick whether to do right and tell the truth, ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Over voting your conscience, and your soul has been disconnected from truth and reality and humanity, and you've lost your spirituality. That ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. You hear me? That ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. And so I need us to wake up and smell the coffee. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. I need you to wake up and smell the coffee. I need you to get busy, because there's work to do, y'all. There's work to do, lions. And this pride of lion, Malcolm is over the top. Malcolm, that's my baby. I love you, man. I love you. I'm going to do it one more time just for you, Malcolm. I'm going to do it one more time just for you, Malcolm. One more time for Malcolm. One more time for Malcolm. That's my 2-year-old great nephew. Malcolm, could it be the devil? Malcolm, it ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. It ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. So at the end of the day, we are not of those that give in to the devil, Malk. We are not. No, we don't give in to the devil, Malk. We don't. And that's my preacher too, y'all. I go over there, and it show is slimy, Cassandra. It's slimy. I go over there, and Malk be preaching. I mean, he goes in, and then he goes into a buck. He'll shout on his own preaching. He said, I don't need you to shout on my preaching. And I got to unshade on that, because I don't just throw shade, I shed light. He does his own preaching, and then he shouts his own self into oblivion on his own message. That's my Malk. Yes, SK, we support liberty and justice for all. And that being said, that that's just the way it is, and we're gonna stand on that. We shall not be moved like a tree. That old slimy devil, come on with that, Mike City. That old slimy devil. Oh, come on and give it up for Mike City in the house. Mike City, Mike City, Mike City, Mike City, Mike City in the house, y'all. Mike City in the house. Oh, that's my guy. That's my guy. Yeah, yeah. Ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Yeah. Mike City in the house. Give him a shout out. It's so good to see you this morning, man. Ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Now, I appreciate everybody that's been here this morning. I'm going to say it. I know you got to go, Stacy. You have a great day. Thank you for joining us this morning. It's been a marvelous time. Your conversation always blesses me. And baby, you took me out with your statement today because the wreath. The wreath had me going. You have a blessed day, my friend. Have a blessed day. Hey, Dog Lex, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Yeah, get that year. With the extra ers, Rebel. With the extra ers. Yes, Stacy, you took me out. You have a great day, my dear. You have a great day. Now, that being said, we're going to get ready to wrap it up because we're coming up to the end of the hour. It's almost 9 o'clock. I'm going to say it one more time before I get up out of here. I want you all to pay attention that are in Facebook to going ahead and transition over to YouTube is really where I'm going to encourage you to go. YouTube or Twitch, because Twitch can be kind of twitchy at times as well. But YouTube is my usually, they usually hang no matter what happens. It just keeps on rolling. So Facebook, as you know, and while I was actually podcasting, I got the that they shut me down, and I'm gonna have to go back and argue it and da. I do it every day, and that's why I'm telling you all. It's gotten literally to everyday dispute that I have to file for my podcast. So for those of you that are in Facebook, I'm gonna encourage you. I don't even know if Facebook got back, but should you have made it back, I want you to go ahead and try to transition over to YouTube or Twitch. Okay, I'm gonna have my mod put looking for me on YouTube. I'm gonna have my mod put the link down in there. Have a good one, Cassandra. Great day to you, my lion. Lions love to you and peace for your journey. If I can get the link, can we get the link down there for YouTube? If it's if you got it ready, that would be great. Otherwise, Doglex, I'll get the link sent to you if I can't get the link down in here right now. Okay, there it is. She got, honey, Rebel don't play. Rebel Johnny on the spot. And even with that, I need y'all help me I think I need 8 more people and I can have a vanity link. Now, y'all see that link, www.youtube.com and all of that. Blah, 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 blah. If I can get 8 more people, I can turn that into youtube.com / spiritual thought leader. So if y'all just get me 8 more folk that will go ahead and sign up in that YouTube channel, and that's not why I'm doing this, because it is the most stable platform. That's why I'm moving you over. But I just need 8 more people, and I can turn all of that gibberish that's following that / into spiritual thought leader if I just get 8 more folk. I appreciate you all for all that you do. So here we go. I got to get up out of here because y'all know it's time to make that change. We are the people who can do it. Now, we're going to raid somebody for those that are on Twitch. So my Twitch viewers, please hold on for the raid and wherever Spiritual Thought Leader takes us. And I want to say thank you, Spiritual Thought Leader. You are the best moderator and you do so. That's right. Give that mod love. Give that mod love. Give that mod love. She holds it down. Okay, Shelby, you can use that other page. And anytime, speaking of Shelby, you and Mike, if you're on and we can raid you at the end of this, always let me know and we will definitely do that. I love you guys with the love of God. Here we go. Well, I feel for my brother and I feel for my sister. This has been another edition of Yes You All Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you. And I am your spiritual thought leader. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that, my friend. Lady T, good morning to you, and I truly appreciate you. And a shout out to all the mods, because y'all something else. These channels could not operate if you all didn't do what you do. I'm telling you, some of the best mods in the world are in this chat right now. I want to say thank you for tuning in today to this edition of Yes You O Cubed with your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. Now, you know, as I say, you can find me out there a little bit of everywhere, and I want to encourage you to follow me if you would. Just follow me wherever you are. You can find me on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, Patreon, Twitter, Twitch, Anchor, Discord, and more. I'm out there, y'all, and I'm really pushing, if you would, to follow me on YouTube, particularly because it's my most stable stream when the others let me down. Now, you know, as we always say, we don't just talk about change, but I want you to be the change that you want to see. And I'm always advocating us, you, me, we, all, because we all are in this together. I love every last one of you. I cannot say thank you enough for coming in and participating. You had your coffee cups out. Thank you for getting your coffee cups out. Meet me again in the morning. Same bat time, same bat channel, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I'll be here. Will you? I hope so. I love you with the love of God. Peace for your journey.
I won't forget you, no. Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. It's time to feel life is cheap. Everything's disposable and so are we. Can you hear me? Life is real, yeah. And if there's a heaven above, please start showing a brother real love. 'Cause I wanna go home. Oh, I feel for my brother. I miss you, man. Oh, I feel for my brother. You're my brother. I feel for my brother. Oh, no, no. Feel for my brother. I wanna go home. I feel for my brother. I won't forget you, no.